As the economies of Asia grow and disposable income increases, the demand for African ivory has reached epic proportions. Poaching to feed that demand is decimating Africa's last great elephant herds. Across this ancient continent, elephants are under attack in order to supply ivory to the increasingly wealthy citizens of China and other Asian nations. In particular, the Democratic Republic of the Congo has seen its once great elephant populations reduced to no more than a couple of hundred in parks such as the Salonga.
Here we are in Kinshasa, and basically this is the kind of objects that we've come here to film today. We haven't been allowed to go into the market to openly film. Traders here are obviously concerned by our presence, so we've had to find another method in order to be able to film these objects. But the main theme here is ivory has been openly sold here in Kinshasa, mostly to the Chinese residents and the community that lives here in Kinshasa, in the Congo DRC.
After the market in Kinshasa, Steve travelled south to Katanga, where he again filmed ivory being openly sold in the city market of Lubumbashi.
Ça, on va par pièce. Ça non, attends.
Ok, expliquez, merci.
Ça, on va par pièce. Ça demande de la modalité. Ça demande de la quantité. C'est $80 par pièce les Chinois achètent ici.
So these savanna tusks, we have a mixture of different tusks here in the Garamba. Some of these are from forest elephants and some are from savanna. These are obviously huge tusks. They weigh in the region of something like 35 to 45 kilograms, and they represent some of the once upon a time vast herds of savanna elephants.
The trade in wildlife products is having a devastating impact on Africa's increasingly fragile biodiversity. Ivory is not the only wildlife product on sale. Across the vast Congo Basin, one can find the remains of rare and endangered primates, such as mandrills, here being sold for bushmeat in Libreville, Gabon. Kinshasa, where leopard skins and African grey parrots are on offer. All over the Congo Basin, parks are increasingly under threat from regional militias, such as the Mai Mai and the Lord's Resistance Army. The authorities are trying to tackle these threats by deploying additional park rangers, such as here in Garamba, where new recruits are undergoing combat training. In Gabon, the Director of National Parks and the President have set an example by destroying confiscated ivory tusks, sending a powerful message that the trade in ivory must cease if these magnificent creatures are to survive in the wild.
I'm Lee White. I run Gabon's National Park Agency, and I'm standing behind a very sad, blackening pyre statue of ivory, tusks that have been seized over the last 20 years or so in Gabon, but the vast majority of them seized over the last 2 or 3 years, during which we've seen a major increase in poaching pressure on elephants. What we're trying to do here is to send a message, a very clear message to two communities. A message to the poachers who are penetrating the forests and killing the elephants in Gabon, that this will not be tolerated by the Gabonese authorities in the future. Over the last 2 years, we've multiplied our staff in the field. We've doubled it and doubled it again, and we're about to double it again. We've created a new armed special force within the National Gendarmerie that will be dedicated to wildlife crime and will be supporting the National Park Service in the field. And so we are determined to stamp this out and to make sure that in the future we don't have many more bonfires like this. But we're also sending a message out to the international community, a message that our tolerance for natural resources crime, for wildlife crime, is zero. Zero tolerance for wildlife crime.
As global citizens, we all have a shared interest in bringing the brutal, deadly trade in bloody ivory to an end. Elephants nurture and sustain the forests sustain us. Our future and that of Africa's elephants are inextricably linked.